Howdy everyone, and welcome to day 9 of Alex Crossing. Today, we're going to build a snowman. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment down below, and I call them letters because I like to read them every Friday night. And most importantly, thank you all very much for watching. Alright, so today we're going to build a snowman. Let's go ahead and check our mail first, though, as we do every day. What do we got? I'm going to read... Oh, from Tom Nook. Thanks to all of you, I've saved up a fair bit of money, so on January 12, 2022, I'm closing the shop for remodeling. Thanks for your patience. What's today? Today's the 12th. Oh, they're closed today, so no Nooks today. Perfect. Which means that we have some time to just chill. We're not going to be stopping by and selling anything. Let's read this letter. Dinosaur track. Again, don't really have a use for a dinosaur track since I've already donated it. But what I can do is sell it to Nook. Or... let's read this. An ammonite? I think I already have an ammonite? Yeah, it's not a trilobite, it's an ammonite, so we'll just go ahead and... Once again, I don't think we're going to be able to donate that. Let's check this one now. Present. I always found days where Nooks is closed to be very inconvenient, you know? It's a problem where it's just like, man, I want to go do stuff, but... I can't because it's all closed, and I'm not even gonna bother. Like, I'm gonna read it, but like, I don't care what the Happy Room Academy has to say right now. I've never really liked them, to be honest with you. Letter to the museum from Alex. I've already pre-written some letters. Cool. Let's toss this. But yeah. I couldn't really think of a topic. I guess the topic I could talk about is little things. My question to you, viewer, if you're this far into the video, is... well, okay, first off, every day I like to introduce a new topic or like a writing prompt for your guys' letters in the comments, because I know some people have burning questions that exist within them every day, and other people have trouble putting things into words or can't think of those kind of things. So the question I have for the audience is what is a little cosmetic or non-necessary thing you do in games in order to make the experience more fun for you? In relation to Animal Crossing, the thing I can think of is that whenever I play New Leaf, whenever I want to advance text, instead of hitting the A button or the B button, I will instead tap the screen. There's no reason, tap the screen with my thumb specifically. There's no real reason to do this, because it's basically the same as hitting the A button. However, it's simply something I enjoy. Another example of this would be when I play Titanfall 2, you have to hit enter to summon your Titan. Now, there is a natural place to hit enter that is close to your hand, which is on the, the left enter on the keyboard. However, what I do instead is I lift my hand and I slap the enter on the number key, because it makes me feel like I'm hitting a big button to summon my Titan. Little things like that. Oh, nice. I got my own umbrella. Zoop. Zoop. Let's go ahead and check what kind of paper this is. Simple paper. Excellent, we'll take that. Also, that is a... do all the umbrella models look like that, or is that just this umbrella? Because that is... it's not a great umbrella model. Anyway, I suppose you've noticed I've been rather frazzled these last few episodes. I don't really have a reason as to why, but the one that comes to mind is we're in the swing of things now. There's a lot less new exciting things happening episode, and we're just kind of in the routine now, which is okay. Hey, my money tree is growing. Excellent. Which is all right, you know. Part of the joys of Animal Crossing and the joys of life, I might add, is the comfort of routine. Hey, Bob, I will deliver your thing to Chuck here in a moment, and you can take a lot of comfort in the routine. Money, money. Money, money, money. Aw, alright. I got big monies. I'm really happy about this. But, yeah, I was actually just rewatching my first episode, and I was looking for clips. Owl requested that I get some clips for him so that he could put them on TikTok for me and help, advertise and such, and that was very good of him, and I'm very grateful. And I was just kind of going through those first episodes, and I was full of such excitement, and I still am, but again, we're in the swing of things now, and we're working on getting the house paid off. We're chipping away little by little. I'm really looking forward to Nook's new shop, which will be available tomorrow, probably, right? It really only takes a day for him to remodel. So today my goal will be to build a snowman and hang out with the villagers, you know? I need to go visit Chuck and drop off this delivery to him, and I haven't got around to that yet. Oh, hey, Gracie. Hey, Gracie, it's good to see you. Look at you, you are looking so fine. You're awash and hot in those tea. But oh, those clothes you got out of that horrifying outfit, darling, that will not do. Oh, Gracie. Okay. I take your point. I see it. My goodness. Sure. I'm gonna try this again and see if I can actually nail it, because last time I did not succeed. I'm ready, Gracie! I move my paw as quick as I can. You have no idea how hard this is to do without thumbs. I did it. Whew, that was tough. So-so job, the car is shining! What is it? It's not one of my original designs, darling. You haven't developed enough of a fashion sense to wear the Gracie brand. I don't like you, Gracie. Alright, let's see what we got. That's the delivery to Chuck. And this is a checkered shirt. That ain't bad. I'll wear that. That's cool. I always liked the checker design. Oh, hey Betty. Man, I'm like, today's off to a rip-roaring start. We already met Gracie. I already got my money rock. The money tree's growing. I'm looking forward to seeing how it grows going forward. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Oh yeah, I watched this interesting Animal Crossing iceberg video. And I found it really funny how some of the things I've personally wondered about myself actually come up in the video, such as the secret villains of Animal Crossing. For those who don't know or watching this the first time, when I was a little kid, I would go and play this game when I was real little. I would go to the police station and wonder who the mysterious figures on the wanted poster were. And you never really find out, and so I've always wondered about it. And so when I was a little kid, I thought those were like the secret villains that would show up at the end of the game, and you'd have to face off against them, and they'd like wreck your village and stuff. Which is funny because that's kind of what people thought Brutus was. I think that's the name of the animal. Brutus. It was just this evil purple pug with red eyes that people made up. Oh, howdy, Hammer. Yeah, big fish, $1 million. I hope. Hey, here's a place where a tree's not gonna grow. Let's give it a shot, though. Let's grow money. Let's grow profits. Alright, we're gonna just plant it back. Berry. Anyway. Yeah, there was this purple dog called Brutus that people thought was like this secret villager who would sometimes like go in your village and like trash it. Like they'd ruin you. They weren't just mean, they were evil and actively malicious. Because there are a lot of mean animals in the game. But nobody is like cruel enough to damage and vandalize the village and ruin your hard work. That's where Brutus comes in, and he does that. I might just have to start throwing these fish back. Because I ain't getting nothing. Yeah, none of these are anything I can sell right now or give to the museum. I wish there was $1 million big fish you can catch. Most of your money, however, comes from catching beetles rather than fish. Trying to make our way to Chuck's house. I can still hear that mole cricket. Man, there's a phrase I have to like struggle not to say for some reason whenever I bring up that cricket, because it just rolls off the tongue way easier, and I can't say it because it's a slur. But for some reason, whenever I think of the mole cricket, it just rolls so easily off the tongue. The wanted poster is me? Oh no, I was the villain of Animal Crossing all along. I don't know, seeing some of the stuff people got up to on Twitter after playing New Horizons, I'm I don't know, convinced to think that the villager might be the villain of Animal Crossing. Like, bullying villagers out of your village until you get all cats or all deer is, like, kind of messed up. Just saying. Oh, hey, Tutu. Hey, you're out of the Snow Queen. Yeah, Snow Jester, Snow Peasant. I'm a Snow Peasant. Serial nest smacker. Entertain me. Are you a fan of fruit? Yeah. Street queen, but I can't eat that much fruit myself. Would you take at least one of them? Yes, I will. Oh my goodness. Yes, we got foreign fruit. Woohoo! You only have 82 left. That's funny. All right, talk to villagers more often. That is a certainty. Let's plant this somewhere we know it's going to grow. Foreign fruit is a luxury. It's always nice to have because each of these fruit should bully Tutu out of town. No! She's friendly. I like Tutu. Bury the fruit. Alright, so that should grow fine. But yeah, foreign fruit is like a blessing because each of those little peaches are going to sell for 500, I think, leading to a 1500 bell tree. Howdy, Billy. Awesome. Billy's like the popular guy in town. Everyone uses an umbrella in the rain, but not in the snow? I know that. That was a trick question. There's no reason. Seriously, dude, the only explanation I can come with is it's just snow. Snow's drier. That's the biggest thing I can say, is that snow's a bit drier than water. Tutu is evil maxing just on her own in the corner, just laughing and cackling. Howdy there, Rabbit Man. Howdy, Gabby. We do. We don't got fur. But we wear clothes. Talk to me. Or they wear clothes. I don't mind. Aww. Jeez, okay, Gabby. Christ. I guess I'm taking a snow break. Entertain me. Sure. Right. Left. Right? We did it! Yay! Awesome. I love doing those little mini, like, dialogue games. It's true. I'm not allowed near the river anymore because I don't care about the fishes. Hey, what do you think happens to the fish after we sell them? Gabby, ever think of that? Checkmate, atheists. Check out how I dug up a fossil. Oh man, world's easiest maze, right? It's definitely part of Junior Jumble. It's the kind of maze that would only show up in Junior Jumble. You know, we all know Junior Jumble is for baby bones. Man, can we talk about how great of a game Undertale is? Like, I have never seen something that's just like, oh man, it comes out, it's the most popular thing in the world, people are crazy about it, and I go back and I go, nope, still just as good as the day I played it. Still fantastic. Like, it is the least, I don't want to say it's the least, it's not the least overrated, I feel like that's a crazy thing to say. But like, I don't know, I feel like, for me, and unlike a lot of people, the fandom really hasn't ruined it. And I think it's because it's just a good game at the end of the day. It's not like, I don't know, FNAF was really never ruined by its fandom either. Those games are still just as good as they came out, you know? I can't read that. You created a list of letters that are unreadable. It's like a it's like a color out of time or something. But yeah, no, I really have no gripes with anything Undertale related for the most part. I always found it kind of weird when people make their own alternate versions of worlds, personally. Like, we made a darker horror version of Undertale, and I'm like, doesn't Undertale go those places itself? Does it need a darker, more horror version? I mean, it doesn't really need anything. People are just making what they have fun doing, and if they have fun doing it, more power to them. I just never quite got that. I think that's the problem when your entire fandom needs to keep making content, but it's only for That's an interesting concept. The idea of we're a fandom around this one very simple thing, and since we haven't seen any more from it in a while, we have to just start making things up. So, people were fans of Undertale for a while, and really liked it. However, Undertale is one, like, at most, like, 40-hour game. There's only so much content you can squeeze out of that to, like, obsess and gush over. And so naturally people started making up their own stuff. They started making fan theories, fan fictions, that kind of thing. And of course they did that from the beginning. However, what I'm getting at is there comes a point where there's so much fan stuff that people that are fans of it are no longer even taking from the source material. There are probably more people that are fans of Freeman's Mind. There are probably just as many people that are fans of Freeman's Mind than there are people that are fans of Half-Life at this point, you know? Because the fan content can also, like, outgrow its original, like, it can outgrow its predecessor. Like, I'm sure there are just as many Red vs. Blue fans as there are Halo fans. And I just found that to be kind of fascinating. Especially with very, very tiny phantoms. Yeah, tiny phantoms, tiny ghosts, like Nabstabluk. But tiny fandoms that are about what could be best perceived as nothing. Like the Onceler fandom. Like, the Onceler is one, specifically the version of the Onceler they're fans of, is one heavily changed Dr. Seuss character. Because in the book, the Onceler was a voice coming from a decrepit old house, and it was an old man lamenting how he destroyed the world. And in the show, it's this spry snake oil salesman type, or in the movie, it's this spry snake oil salesman. But it's one character, and it's not like it's the Lorax fandom, it's the Onceler fandom, which is crazy to me. There's so many people that are fans of that many characters. But then there's things like Doctor Who, where you really have no reason to leave the source material. Oh, finally it's that hot fashion designer Gracie. She took one look at me, told me my clothes were too small for me, dagnabbit. That's so unfair, her clothes were a lot smaller than mine, they just look better on her. Aw, poor Bob. Let's just keep talking to Bob. I want to build a snowman, but I haven't found any more snowballs. I've got the gnarliest story. Seriously, it'll scare the hair clean off you. You want to hear it? Yeah, I do. Okay, the other day I decided to clean under my furniture. Been a while, and this nasty, creepy, gross... Ooh, man, I can't go on. But it's too scary. Just promise me you'll clean under your furniture. Could save your life, dagnabbit. Aw, Bob. Bob's depressed. This is the bad day. I don't feel like talking right now. Please just leave me alone, dagnabbit. Oh, Bob. Bob is my friend and he's upset. I'm gonna send him a get better soon letter. Let's head home. Anyway. No. Oh gosh. Choking on my drool, oh my goodness. Make his day worse with Net. But yeah, then there's things like Doctor Who, where there's so much Doctor Who material that, like, there's really no reason to bring Supernatural or Sherlock into it. You know, there's just an endless amount of Doctor Who material. Like, it's infinite. It's a franchise. It's huge. All you have to do is be willing to go back before Christopher Eccleston and see what else is there. Vorong, thank you, Niji Mickey. It's great to see you. Me too, Emerald. We should stop sending... You guys should stop giving me jobs to deliver things to Chuck, because they're just not going to get there because he doesn't wake up until, like, noon. What a job. Oh, heck. What's up? It is. Sure, yeah. I have no use for it. Here you go. I can put the floral wall for sale. I'm sure Vea will buy it. But yeah, it's like there's so much Doctor Who content, I don't really understand why you'd need to bring other media into it, because Doctor Who is just so huge. Like, there's an endless amount of episodes, but they still brought in two other massive shows, and I'm just like, what's the reason? I remember my first day interacting with the Super Hulock Fandom. It was a bunch of girls at school, right? And they were all talking about Doctor Who, and it was weird for me because the last time I had ever talked to anyone about Doctor Who was when I was in elementary school. And so, let's grab the... I think he'll like the polka dot paper. Or let's try the hot neon, why not? What does hot neon paper look like? What can I give him? I have a green tie-dye shirt. I'll give him a green tie-dye shirt, I'm sure he'll like it. Write letter. Let's write it to... No, it's too pink. Hold on. Let's go with polka. Let's remove the orange paper. Maybe he'll like the orange paper. Let's see. I hope it's like the fruit. No, it's just the color orange. Okay, polka dots then? I gave him polka dots last time. Remove. There we go. Alright. Let's sit in my chair and we'll write a letter to Bob. I can't. Alright, shoot. Alright, what should we write? Good old Bob. But yeah, my first interaction with the Super Hulock Fandom was actually in person at school. It wasn't through like internet forums or anything. We'll go ahead and head to the next line. There we go. Howdy, Bob. I just tell that you are a great Gress. You are Gress. Now, all this criticism I have of fandoms is just lampshade it underneath, lampshade it with people can like what they like. I'm not trying to criticize, I'm just trying to understand. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to discourage anyone from liking the things you like, and if you want to combine Doctor Who with Sherlock, with Firefly, with Star Trek, and with Lord of the Rings, more power to you. Let's back this up for a second. There we go. Made my stay here super duper fun. So, oops, advance the line. So, here is a gift for you. I hope this. I wonder if there's a place on the internet for this. Just really heartfelt letters to the villagers in Animal Crossing. Cause like I don't know. I felt like this. No. I don't really need to explain myself. It's just I like Bob, and I want to write a letter to him. Well, I ran out of room. Heck. Alright, howdy Bob. I just want to tell you that you are a great friend. You've made my stay here super duper fun, so here is a gift for you. I hope this letter finds you well. From Alex. Yes. And we'll go ahead and make sure that this is Bob's letter that I'm adding this to. Here we go. Letter to Bob. Zoop. And put some of this paper away. But yeah, my first interaction with the Super Hulock fandom was actually at school. And it was when I suddenly heard a bunch of girls at the library talking about... Oh, Bob a stinky head? I will. I bet his head is stinky. Us cats, we're kind of smelly. Nobody ever talks about that. Cats are smelly. We really are. We can't help it. We have to clean ourselves with saliva. It can only go so far. But yeah. What was I going to say? Heck. Right, so yeah, my first interaction with Super Lock Fandom. Just a couple of girls sitting at the table, and I'm like, wow, okay, you guys are actually talking about Doctor Who, that's awesome. You remember being made fun of for caring about this show that no one else gave a crap about back in elementary. And I hang out with you guys so we can, you know, chat, and they're like, yeah, come on down, and just... I sat down with them, and we talked, and I was so confused. Like, who are these Sam and Dean characters in these romances that aren't happening in the show right now? What's going on? I thought, don't we want to talk about the show? And it was very, very clear that... And there's nothing... I want to point out that I don't think there's anything wrong with this. It's that they simply use Doctor Who, Sherlock, and Supernatural as an excuse to hang out together and to be creative. And I think that's great. I just... didn't quite understand it at the time, you know? Skull shirt, winter sweater, caveman tunic, club shirt. Alright, I can't put my wallpaper on display quite yet. That'll be all for now. Thank you, Gyroid. People take different things from fiction. That's my number one thing of just like, nowadays I really hesitate to call someone who's not, how do I put it? I don't want to tell anyone they're not a real fan of anything anymore. That used to be a really bad habit of mine. That looks really good. And I'm glad that I've gotten out of it, because people enjoy things differently, you know? I know people that are huge fans of, like, Five Nights at Freddy's, but have never played them. Or, like, huge fans of Undertale, but have never played it, and some would argue that they're not real fans for not playing it, and I would argue that because they are not playing it, they've been able to focus more on things such as narrative and story. There's an effect that happens to me a lot when I play games. I don't know about other people. However, when I'm playing a video game and I'm enjoying its gameplay, when I'm suddenly just given a bunch of story, it takes a minute for my brain to adjust and actually register what's going on. And so I'll just be kind of like it happens in Yakuza a lot, where I just got out of a huge fight and I just kind of click my way through dialogue because I'm like, yeah, whatever. But in reality, I should be taking my time and enjoying the story. And that's why right now I'm actually watching someone else's playthrough of Yakuza 0 so that I can remember what's going on with its story. Because I've played the game over the course of 7 months. I've spent so much time. I don't want to make Bob cry. I feel bad already. I spent so much time just doing real estate and running the cabaret club in that game that I don't remember what the actual narrative's about. I don't want it all the time either. Oh, what's up? Dying to nibble on a peach. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Betty. Why don't you go talk to Tutu? I already took the peach and planted it. Get in the car and hit a tree. I wish I could drive the car. Care to chat? I haven't. Of course! I don't assume I'm going to give you anything just for making me a snowman. I didn't, but that's okay. I was trying to think about, like, my most memorable Christmas, and it's a really simple memory, but it's one that I hold fondly in my heart. And it was... what's sad is, like, much like a lot of kids, I don't remember the year, but I remember what presents I got. And the present that year I got was Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep for the PSP. Also, the years of me owning a PSP were some of the best years of my young life. The PSP is such an amazing system. Like, what an amazing piece of technology. Like, okay, so I got Birth by Sleep. But what I don't remember very fondly is the game. I honestly don't really like Birth by Sleep all that much. However, I was having fun when I played it. And what was great about that year is that, much like every Christmas, my grandma came up to visit. And she got me an entire, like, box of Satsumas. My grandma was a very generous person, and what she would do is we would express interest in something once, as kids, and then she would just buy, the next year, she would just buy so much of it for us. So I had an interest in a tea set once at a store, and so my grandma and my aunt separately both bought me these massive, proper, high-quality tea set, including special tools for making your own tea mixes and grinding herbs. One of the Christmases, my grandma brought a couple fruits from Alabama, specifically ones that you couldn't get up in Michigan, where where I was, and she brought me a box of Satsumas, which are kind of similar to cuties, which I think they are just cuties, but with a different name. I could do a quick Google. I could real quick while I'm talking about Satsumas. The fruit memory, too. Very Animal Crossing, you know? But she brought me an entire box of them, and what I ended up doing is just getting a Walmart bag, sitting down in front of the TV, watching Cartoon Network, and enjoying all the Christmas movies and Christmas cartoons they have playing. And Satsuma Mandarin, 1 second. Citrus unishi is a semi-seedless and easy-peeling citrus species known as a Miyagawa Mandarin, Unshu Mikan, Cold, Party Mandarin, Satsuma Orange, Nargite, and Tangerine. Just a tangerine. You just got me tangerines. Well, gosh darn it, to me they're Satsumas. So yeah, box full of Satsumas. Walmart bag on the floor, and I just sat there and I watched like a bunch of like reruns of Foster Home for Imaginary Friends and other cartoons that were on when I was younger, and just played Birth by Sleep. Sometimes Grandma would sit down next to me on the couch and just chill with me. But I think that's one of my fondest Christmas memories, and kind of one of the things that makes me miss having cable. You know, I wish I still had cable sometimes, and that's one of the examples of why I still wish I had cable. I think I'm gonna put the snowman near Betty's house because she wanted the snowman. And so that was just a fond Christmas memory. There's no event that happened. It was just a state of being that was there at the time, and it made me very happy. I'm trying to think of other holiday memories I have. That's a good Christmas memory, though. There was also the Christmas where my dad bought me, my little sister, and my little brother, bought the two of them 3DSs, because I had recently bought my own and I was having a ton of fun with it. And so he had purchased them all 3DSs, and it was super duper cool. They got to just play games with me. We all played Mario Kart, like, I think Noah got Mario Kart, and Emma, my little sister, got Super Mario 3D Land. And I don't remember what games I had at the time. And what did I have at the time? What was the game I bought with my 3DS? I think it was mainly just Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and regular DS games. That was a rough time, and I had a really... Recently, I'll talk about it. When the Switch came out, there were a bunch of people that owned Switches, and they would get angry whenever a new 3DS game or a new Wii U game got announced, because I bought a Switch already. Come on, more Switch games. And it really brought me back, because I remember when I got my 3DS, like, oh, 2 new Pokemon games. What are they coming out on? They're coming out on the DS, not on the 3DS, the system I just purchased. Oh boy! And it's just really depressing, actually, because I put the money in to get this new system, and there were barely any games for the thing, you know? So, like, Splinter Cell 3D, most of what I wanted to buy were just ports of games that already existed, so Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater 3D, Splinter Cell 3D, which is just Chaos Theory, but just a bad port of it for the 3DS. I mean, I played Resident Evil Revelations and had a good time with that. Most of what I played were demos I got off the Nintendo 3DS store. No, the 3DS didn't really come into its own for me until Pokemon. Like, Pokemon X and Y were what made the system. I think the holy trinity of, like, buy a 3DS right now were Pokemon X and Y, Fire Emblem Awakening, and Animal Crossing New Leaf. And once all those came out, like, you were crazy not to own the 3DS. Just that those 3 core games could last you a long time, especially Pokemon. Like, Pokemon X and Y was this kind of glorious relaunch of Pokemon for a lot of people. I don't know what about it. I think it was purely the fact that it was moving to 3D, and it made people think that they were going to finally stop remaking Pokemon Red with different skins, which they didn't. But like to an outsider, that's what it looked like. And so Pokemon X was this thing that's like, oh hey, 3D graphics, we're moving forward finally. And funny how that turned out, huh? But yeah, that was the system everything bought, and what made it really good was on top of everyone owning the 3DS and owning Pokemon X and Y, was the fact that that game had amazing multiplayer features, like the trading system, the battling system. All of those aspects of the game were top-notch compared to every previous release. On top of the 3DS's ease of internet access, it worked really, really well, and people were really excited to play Pokemon again. And I had a great time, and I actually made some good friends through that game. We had this fun thing at school where a bunch of the kids at school who owned it would be gym leaders, and they would like get all get Pokemon of one type, and they would like say that they're like, oh, I own the fire gym or whatever. And it was really funny because they weren't too great at the game. I felt super bad for it because I just like, oh, that's really cool, gym leaders. That's a really funny aspect. That's a really fun aspect of the game. And what did I do? I just face rolled all their gyms because type matchups. Like, gyms are meant to teach you type matchups and teach you how to work with them. They exist for you to counter, and well, same thing goes for when you try to do that in real life. Pokemon Go is super exciting too because, well, it was Pokemon that everyone could play and own, and I was really excited for it. I'm just like, all right, you just got to get the battle system right, and this will last forever. All they had to do was just copy the battle system and keep releasing Pokemon for the game, and they blew it. It's a shame. They had the world in their hands and they blew it, and it's funny because the factions are themed around certain things. So like one of them is Team Mystic's themed around Pokemon research. Team Valor is themed around battle. And Team Instinct is built around what was it? Sorry, is a love for Pokemon. Like specifically, like I like collecting them. They're fun. So yeah, it was pretty much representing different parts of the player base. One player wanted to really get into like the micromanaging and the breeding and all that stuff with Pokemon. One type of player just loves Pokemon and wants to keep them as pets, and they're just happy to see them. And the other players want to use them for battle. And like I thought that was a really cool dynamic. I thought the faction system was really cool. Problem was it was a really good idea, but the problem was how it was implemented, in which it was not implemented at all. What battle system? You mean this awful, awful Punch-Out clone you made? What breeding? There's no daycare center, there's no way to... The point is, they should have focused on making it less of a spin-off game and more of a fully fledged Pokemon experience on mobile. And that's one of the disappointing things about mobile gaming as a whole, is that whenever a big developer dips their fingers in, they don't go, hey, this is a standalone experience on mobile, we're going to make a very reduced version. Like, they could have just made the next Animal Crossing game for mobile phones. It could have... Like, Pocket Camp could have just been New Horizons. There was no reason why it couldn't have been. However, it just wasn't. And because of that, we now have Pocket Camp. Man, I can't tell you what's... in my Animal Crossing research, I have come across a couple modern controversies that I've been trying to avoid. One of the biggest of which being all this cool new content released to... I'm not gonna bully Bob! He's my favorite animal in the village! Why must you tempt me with the dark side, Hammer? Why must you tempt me to go evil to the max? Weevil maxing. But yeah, no, I found the mobile output of Nintendo to be very disappointing, and they could have really done something with it that made them unique, but really all their mobile output's the same as anyone else's, and the only thing making them stand out is the Nintendo branding. Which is sad. Pokemon Go could have been this amazing Pokemon MMO on the scale of World of Warcraft. And was for a little bit, but then they didn't do what they needed to do to make it that. Nobody had any reason to stick around once they caught all the Pokemon they wanted to catch, or once their friends stopped playing. And so, because of that, it petered out and failed. I mean, it's still one of the top played apps on the mobile, and I'm sure Nintendo makes a ton of money off of it. more than they have in the last few Pokemon games because of how accessible it is. However, I mean, at least for me, I wouldn't consider it a success. I've been thinking a lot about whether or not... Okay, this is gonna sound... Like, this is the most common thing that gets talked about with a lot of, like, gaming critics on YouTube. Specifically because they have a vested interest in this happening. But, like, I'm wondering when or if the AAA gaming industry is going to fail. Not, like, minor failures, but I'm talking about, like, alright, we don't want to make games anymore. We don't have the money. Because I'm thinking about what all my friends are playing and what they're excited for, and it's not AAA. Like, big companies have had a hard time putting out successes for a while now, and most of what people are into are smaller indie developers. Or older games, you know? Personally, I'm not going to be one of those people that goes, the AAA gaming industry is dead, ha ha ha, like, because that's just not true. There are big AAA games coming out that people are going to play, but I can't think of any, and I'm not excited for any of them. Like, Halo Infinite came, and I went, oh, that monetization system's awful, and that gameplay is really fun. I'm gonna go back to playing Master Chief Collection now. There hasn't been a new Fallout game in a minute. I don't know. Personally, there's not a lot new big AAA that's exciting for me. Like, if Starfield looks fun, I'll pick it up. I'm not all that excited for it, to be honest. I haven't been shown anything to make me excited yet. Cyberpunk was a disappointment. I'm waiting for that to get improved before I can even go back to it. I don't know. It's an interesting world we're living in where everything I'm excited for, or likely to be excited for, is in the indie space. Like, I've been playing Kenshi for the last few days, and, like, I don't know when my interest is going to fade on that, because it very well might, but, like, that is kind of what I've wanted Elder Scrolls to be for years now. Like, if they're not going to go for your choices matter style role-playing game, I'd like for them to go simulator. But it hasn't been that. And it's been kind of disappointing. But then again, it's about what they want to make. I don't want to... Like, I'm trying to get out of the should mindset, because then you just end up depressed when you think about what everything should be. It's why I like Animal Crossing, to be honest with you, because I don't think I've ever been let down by an Animal Crossing game. Like, even Pocket Camp. I had a great time with Pocket Camp. I left that game in a state where I was very happy to play it, and I might reinstall it one day because I had fun. But at the same time, it's just like I'm not on my phone that often anymore because I'm home all the time. Crush the chicken with a snowball, maybe? I'll think about it. Right now I'm trying to find another snowball. I really don't... Honestly, if I don't find the new snowball soon, I might just wrap it up. Because... Well, I want to make a snowman, I just can't find the other snowball. Let's go check out A1. I don't think I've been up there yet. Or I have, but I didn't spend much time there. I want to see how all the plants are growing and continuing. And Nooks isn't just isn't going to open today. I'll probably log on later on my own and make that delivery to Chuck, because he's just deciding not to exist right now. The flower patch is going in well. But yeah, this and yesterday has been kind of rambly, because I've been in the swing of things. There isn't really all that much left for me to do right now. I'm waiting for things, and I'm just slowly chipping away at things like the rent. And I can make this delivered to Chuck, because he's asleep again. Chuck, wake up. Bob, why do you have to constantly... I think it's a good time when you single out a single villager as an enemy. Oh, you mean Chuck, the villain of the day. The rude cowman who sleeps in so I can't make deliveries. That monster. Cats and cows are normally natural friends, but I hate Chuck. I should probably just... like, not interact with him. Just hope that he leaves, because his sleep schedule is just ruining my... He's ruining my game flow very personally. Anyway, let's head up to Blathers and drop off the fossils we can drop off. And after that, we can make our way to Is Gabby a villain? I don't want to think of Gabby as a villain. I like Gabby. But then again, Gabby's a rabbit. I like rabbits in general, so I have a bit of a bias there. Hey there, Blathors. Never gonna let you down. I'd like to donate an item. Heck, I hit A. No, Blathers, please. Blathers, no. Ah. That's your. It's your. This is your gamble hammer. Donate an item. Sure. Dinosaur track you already have, and the ammonite you already have. Let's just try the ammonite on you. Heck. Alright. Currently, Blathers is the villain. I need a... I have nowhere else to sell it to. Changing my bet to Blathers. Blathers can't be the enemy. He has a static state in the world. That being said, I wouldn't mind certain villagers moving out and so new ones can come in. Because that's one of my favorite things, is just, like, seeing what villagers join the town over time. I remember I was talking to Bea, and she's just like, oh man, I love... She was like, oh man, I love Bob and Emerald. What if they move out? And I just said they will. And she, like, looked like she was about to cry, because I'm just like, honey, you know that they all eventually will move out. You can keep them there by, you know, being super, super nice and stuff, but eventually they all have to go, and that's one of the things I like about Animal Crossing. You'll just be the man against nature type of villain. Oh, so you watched that Emperor Lemon video too, I see. Hey, I couldn't make a snowball. I couldn't make a snowman, but enjoy this massive snowball I'm just gonna leave on your lawn. Hopefully another snowball will spawn in tomorrow, and I can add a head to it. Or the girlfriend will hop on later, and I can show her. Oh, a bit of an update, actually. We have two homeless cats showing up at our door every day, so we've started leaving out food and water for them. I went ahead and I try to make the water really, really hot when I put it in their water bowl, because it'll melt, or it'll freeze because of the snow. And I'd like to slow that process down as much as possible. Womp. Bomp, bomp. I could also add a pinch of salt to the water, but I don't know how well that would do. Anyway, let's mail some letters. Got 5 letters to mail. Kitty. Yep, one of them is named Lane, and the other one we don't know yet. My owners decided to name that cat Lane after Serial Experiments Lane. The main character from that anime. Just like how Liara and Penny are also named after fictional characters. Liara is named after Liara Tassoni from Mass Effect, and Penny is named after Penny Parker from Enter the Spider-Verse. She also looks like a little Penny when she's laying there on the ground. Like, got this really nice copper color to her, so I think my owner once walked up to her and went, "Find a penny, pick it up," and just picked Penny up, and she screamed. Let's go ahead and deposit money. Alright, we're gonna pay 1,300. I can just, here what I can do is bomb, and then just drop that down. There we go. I like to leave myself at least 1,000 bells at the end of each day. Lamau, kitty. Hopefully those money trees yield good results. We're just gonna wait on those. Oh, howdy. See you around. Alright, well I guess now we just make our way back home, and we can wrap it up for the day. I had to thank you all very much for coming down. Thank you for coming down, Hammer. And any viewers watching in the future, if you enjoyed this video or this series as a whole, be sure to leave a like and a comment, and also subscribe if you want to see other content from me or just more of this. If you want to join our community, head down below and check out our Discord and our Twitter. Also check out our Twitch, where we stream pretty much every day throughout the week. But mainly I stream on the weekends. The other cat in the lodge, Travis, he streams during the week. So you get some good variety of content. We play a lot of different games. Right now I'm playing through Yakuza Papers, Please, and I'll be doing a Kenshi stream on Sunday alongside a Dungeons & Dragons stream. Anyway, Thank you all very much for watching, and have a good one.